to come up on the stage and speak with us. Thank you.
Okay, so we've got these two topics coming up, but I'm going to set the stage for that. But I'm going to pick on that big number that Rajan spoke about, 1.55 billion Indians. And we need to do something in this room today to ensure that those 1.55 billions live in a much better world than we do. So that's the pressure we are under to come up with great recommendations. So keep that in mind when you do your brainstorming. The other thing I think we should all keep in mind is a point that Madam Secretary made about us needing to increase the level of our self-esteem and to also ensure that our learning process suddenly sharply grows, because that's the multiplier effect that will lead to us creating a better world for our future Indians. In that context, I think while all of us have clear visibility for what's happening in Noida, Gurgaon, Bangalore, Bombay, Pune, I think the real change will happen in the smaller cities, tier 2, tier 3 towns. So I'm just going to start with a small story. This was 2 years before COVID, October 2018. I was at Patna for a 2-day startup event organized by IIT Patna, 250 people in the auditorium. There were 5 young people in that room who looked very different, talked very differently. They were the most active people, as younger people would call them. They were the most enthu cutlets in the room. And they were asking all the questions, networking with speakers. So in the break, I caught hold of them and said, "Where are you from?" They had taken a 28-hour train journey from Bhilwara in Rajasthan to come to Patna, changing 2 trains. And they would do the same on the way back. So I said, "Why did you take so much trouble?" They said, "In our college, in Bhilwara, which is a technical college, not even a full-fledged engineering college, all of us no longer want to pursue jobs. We want to be entrepreneurs. And in Bhilwara, we don't get opportunities to interact with people. So when we saw this ad on social media, we booked our train tickets and came." That's when I first realized that this change is seeping down to the smaller towns of India. Then I went back to Patna again in February 22 after COVID. This was at a startup event organized by Bihar Industries Association. There were 10 high-quality startups solving local problems who came on stage to receive awards. So I still remember what 3 of them said. They came and said, the big change that's happened in Bihar, they were all from districts of Bihar. They came up on stage and said, "Until 2 years ago, our parents would only want us to take a UPSC exam or BPSC exam. No other career was acceptable. Today, becoming an entrepreneur is acceptable in Bihar." If that change can happen in small towns of Bihar, you know that real change is happening. And which is why I believe that the future of work in India, future of business in India is really, really promising. And I see that in all the mentoring work that I do, incubator work that I do. We see that in TiE all the time. And which is why I think what people in this room need to do is to say, what more can the government do besides all the great stuff, Startup India, Digital India, etc., to make this world a better place. But by the way, this is not limited to the world of startups alone. Old world companies are changing. 2 months ago, I had an opportunity to engage with the biggest automobile company in India, no secret which one, Maruti Suzuki. Maruti Suzuki said, the world around us is volatile. We'll get destroyed if we don't change our innovation strategy. They invited Maruti employees from all departments to say, come up with ideas that will help us grow revenues, create new lines of business, new business models. 59 teams from Maruti, from departments as diverse, R&D, manufacturing, sales, marketing, HR, finance participated. And I was involved in kind of mentoring and reviewing some of them. The final 23 teams presented to the board of Maruti Suzuki a range of ideas with the promise that the best ideas Maruti would actually start as lines of business, diversification, etc. So the startup innovation culture is suddenly being absorbed by bigger companies. So the future of work is changing, not just in startups in Bangalore, Delhi, Gurgaon, Bombay, but also in small towns and also in the bigger companies. And that's the future that's ahead of us. And hopefully, if we make great recommendations today, we'll create a much better India for us. With that, let's get started for 40 minutes of brainstorming.